Hello friends, today I'm going to be doing the Twilight tag. I read all the Twilight books back in the day, so it has been several years, but you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just live on the edge of it. Number 1, which book in the series is your favorite? I'm gonna say the first one because when I read the first one, I would have been like 15 and they described Edward Cullen as being really hot. Second one, Edward's not really in it and I wasn't super into Jacob. And I think by the third one, I started to realize what I was reading. Number 2, how long did it take you to read the books? Not very long. I powered right on through those. Number 3, who introduced you to the books? Probably all of my school chums. A lot of them were very into Twilight back in the day because this was before the movies came out. There were 2 things that made me realize what it was that I had been reading, and that was the 4th book. As soon as it got to the part where they named the baby Renesmee, it kind of clicked and I was like, the fuck have I been reading? And also the movie. Number 4, are you most looking forward to Breaking Dawn, Midnight Sun, or the movie? Well, Breaking Dawn's already come out, the movies have already come out, but I remember being very excited for Midnight Sun, which is Twilight, but from Edward's perspective. That never came out. So excuse you, Stephanie Meyer, thanks for letting down an entire generation. Number 5, what's your dream ending to the series? I'm not to name the baby Renesmee, for Bella to grow a personality, for Edward to stop being a whiny little bitch all the time. I kind of just want them all to sit down and like have an outsider come in and be like, yo, examine your life, examine your choices. Let's have a real look at what's been going on here. Who is your favorite vampire? My favorite vampire was Jasper Cullen because he was damaged and I imagined him to be really, really hot in my head. And also like Edward is too mainstream and I like had to pick a more indie vampire than that. Number 7, who's your favorite werewolf? That really hot main one who became the leader of the werewolves, like the one who like swiped his wife in the face. What's one of your favorite quotes from the stories? Really regretting the fact that I gave away my Twilight books and didn't bring them with me when I moved, because I could look up some fantastic quotes from the books. Probably something hella creepy. Just something really creepy that was meant to be sweet. What was your favorite Bella/Edward moment? Hands down the meadow scene, you guys. Like, the way they did it in the movies just did not do any justice to the books. Like, the meadow scene in the books is like this really pivotal moment where you see like Edward's vulnerability and you see the fact that like he does actually underneath everything care about Bella, and then like the sun shines and he sparkles and she doesn't freak out, and it's just, it really is the start of something new. And they just butchered it. What was your favorite Bella/Jacob moment? Probably the bit where they're in a tent and they have to huddle together for warmth. Number 11, which book cover was your favorite? Well shit, what are there? There's the apple, it's the first one. Then there's a ribbon. There's a ribbon, and I don't remember what the other ones are. Is there a puzzle piece or there's chess pieces? I'm gonna go for the apple. Who do you want to see Bella with most, Edward or Jacob? Jacob is more age appropriate and they do have the backstory of like being childhood friends, which is always quite sweet, but like knowing that she ends up being a vampire, spoiler alert, I'm really sorry. She probably shouldn't be with Jacob because that's like verboten and shit. So probably Edward because Bella's a bit of a whiny bitch and Edward now kind of annoys me. So like they belong together, and Jacob, like I don't super want to see Jacob with the baby, but she's probably hotter and less whiny than Bella. Are you excited? Yes. What do you think of the casting for New Moon so far? The casting, one thing about the casting of Twilight, several things about the casting of Twilight really. No one was as hot as I imagined. I was freaked out at the fact that they chose Nikki What's-Her-Face to play Rosalie because like it's meant to be a blonde person and she's hella pretty, but she has very brown hair and a very dark complexion, so that just didn't really work and she just ended up looking kind of freaky. And if you've read the books, Rosalie is meant, is that even her fucking name? Rosalie? Bitchy vampire sister is meant to be hella hot. I was mad about that. I was also angry that they made Jasper not hot and Alice not. They were all meant to be really hot and they just weren't. 15, are you going to go see it? I saw Twilight several times. I was really excited about that, and then I didn't see the rest of them. We should have a marathon and just live stream it. That'll be a fun idea. I'll tell Fiona about that later. In which book did you like Bella's character best? Probably the second one where she doesn't do anything and several months pass and she just sits and is sad. Because I think I was probably sad when I read that, because otherwise why did I read that? That was probably when I was like pining for the guy who played Jesus in our musical. In which book did you like Edward's character best? Hands down the first one, because after he bitched out and like tried to kill himself in the Vatican or whatever in the second one, like I was like, okay, don't do that. And then I was increasingly disenchanted with the series. In which book did you like Jacob's character best? The one, not the first couple, but where he like is a chiller by himself, but before he's in love with the baby. And the final question, number 19, if it were possible, who would you want to meet? Probably not Jasper, even though he's my fave, because he's like a really troubled bae and he would probably try and like eat me, because like mosquitoes really like my blood, so I feel like Jasper would really like my blood, and I do enjoy it circulating around my body. Probably not Edward either, because I feel like he'd piss me off. I don't want to meet Bella. I don't know. I don't think I'd really want to meet any of them, to be fair. That was the Twilight tag. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. If I end up doing the Twilight live stream with Fiona, I will let you know. I will let you know. Septembz0rs is going swimmingly. Goodbye.